Thank you for coming to watch this presentation. Due to file size limitations on YouTube, this video is broken up into segments. If you'd like to see the higher quality complete version, please visit Caneva.com and search Starry's Worlds. Thank you. Failures of one platform that was in the forefront. Are we now refocusing our efforts for clarification? We have to focus our efforts on what it takes to run a platform, regardless of the brand name of it. They all work basically the same way. They have their features and whatnot. But the bottom line is, they all have a database that controls how the world functions. It controls. It's a register of all of the membership, and it's a registry of all the privileges of each member, and it follows all the way down to the home you own, the parts you own, the credits you have. It's the database, and without the database, it doesn't work. So we have to focus on what makes it work. Because all the information that you are getting right now, that our little group here is located at this particular place, is coming from the database. When you logged in and you told the database that you were going to come to this location, then it turns around, and for everybody in this location, it goes and looks at that database and reproduces those avatars on your home computer. So that's how it works. And so without the database training, then you really don't know how it works. You're just a user. You're not an owner manager. You're just a user, just like anybody else. So we have to start training people how to become owner managers. So in a way, yeah, we have to kind of not focus on what's going on the particular platform that you're in. That we have to focus on the knowledge you need on making a platform work, regardless of what the brand name is, because you can do this with most any of them out there. And some of them, all the tools are free. We've provided a lot of the tools on our one of the BWC site, the special forum. So a lot of the tools are there, and we're getting more tools as each day goes by. And these are the kinds of tools you need. These are the kinds of tools that we were trying to get last month that just didn't come through. So we're providing those tools, and we're providing a place to use them. And that's what we had called a carved out area. Well, we had to carve out our own area, so we carved it out on a platform, and we're making it available. You have to sign up for it to get in. So that information is on the VWC beta site forum, and it's called NCTT Island. You'll have to get yourself a login. There's instructions on how to get in there. You have to get yourself a login, give us the login name, and then we add you to the group, and then you'll have access to NCTT Island, and that's where we're going to do all of the SQL manager owner training. Simply because you're going to have the tools, and we're going to give you the tools to actually play with how the world works and learn how to make it work. And then, of course, there are going to things that aren't going to work out well, or you have to think through. So we will work through that with you, because it's going to be all new stuff. There's going to be for every decision you make in your database on how the world is going to work, there's also going to be consequences. So you have to really review your setup very closely. And if there's something that the SQL doesn't do, there's ability to go in there and actually program the SQL to make it do what you need it to do. Lord White says, I understand that, but should those of us who are going to use that platform start looking elsewhere? No, you don't have to start looking elsewhere. No, it's still very possible that some of the stuff may become available within the time frame that we need it. Maybe not all of it, but it's possible that some of it will. What we need you to learn is how to run a world. In order to take a platform package and operate it in a proper form, you have to know how to run it. and we put it out there that if you go out and get a platform package today and dump you in there, you're getting dumped in blind. You don't know what to do with it, and then of course you're going to make a lot of mistakes. So our focus is to teach you how to set up and operate a world before it's even available. The particular one we're looking for isn't available yet. However, the functions are still there because you're using them right now. So I'm not saying no, don't abandon anything. It's just a matter of we have to do the training somewhere else because the training tools are not available where you're currently located. Okay, so Lord White is saying, sure, I understand, just needed to know what I needed to do personally. I would say, just conduct the world, what you're doing as you would normally do. Don't do anything different. And, when the conversions start happening, then we can start looking at what's available when the conversions happen. Between now and then, we're focusing on training you of what happens after the conversion. Once you've got a conversion, you've got an independent world, you've still got to know how to run the thing. So we're looking forward on that, and so we're prepared in advance to try to deal with that and try to train you as best we can. And NCTD Island is on a different platform. And all that information is on the VWC site for Starry's Beta. Al Capone asks, why is it that people think that there will only be small steps in virtual environments in the next year? Well, I can say that probably there are some people that are doing it in small steps. We're not one of them. We're making very large and bold steps. So, yeah, there's some people out there that think that way. We're not one of them. Okay, yes, it is going to change a lot over the next 10 years. I agree. I don't know how much farther up I have to go. But yeah, it's going to change dramatically. In fact, it's probably going to be much different than what we can even think of today, because there's so many things that we probably haven't thought of or considered. Oh, virtual keyboards and mice. There are already means of almost thought control for the keyboards, and they're actually doing that for disabled people. So these kinds of things do exist. It's a matter of training your mind and learning how to use these kinds of things. And of course, the products themselves have to get adjusted to what actual people can do. But there is a form of thought control. If you recall, Stephen Hawking also has problems, and I believe he uses a voice synthesizer to talk. So there's also voice command that's available. So some of these things are already there. It's just very expensive, and it's thought control is very. I think it's neuro control is what they're really using, and they're using neurons to do it. There's also they're using eyesight to use as a mouse click, so that you focus your iris on a particular button, and you can cause that button to click. I've seen that in the medical industry. That would be great virtual keyboards for here, because I'm surrounded in keyboards, and we're forever like grabbing the wrong keyboard and typing on the wrong computer because there's so many here. We haven't had a whole lot of luck with those KVM switches. They're okay, but we've tried a few and didn't have much luck, because if you've got 4 or 5 systems that are working, and then 2 or 3 on the other side that you need to reboot, it needs to think that there's a keyboard and mouse there for the thing to boot properly, so that it doesn't boot up right when you use those KVM switches. So we've had the best luck just having a ton of keyboards, and there's keyboards everywhere here.